Good morning. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Still looking at these problems on the 427 that Jordan is currently heading to. This is a look at the northbound 427, where we do still have left lane blocked in the express approaching Burnham Thorpe. Emergency crews, MTO, all on the scene, and this is blocked all because of a collision. The northbound 427 jammed up from north of the Gardner in the express and collectors. I do have some good news, though, from the southbound 427. We did have an issue south of Bloor in the express. That is cleared away, but we are still looking at delays from approaching Rathburn in the express. And we are still looking at this problem also on the southbound 427. The ramp to the QEW Gardner has that right lane still blocked off because of a collision. And as you can see, we have some tow trucks and MTO on the scene. Outside of these two issues, though, not looking at any other big problems, just volume on the rest of our major routes. You do want to slow down, take your time, and drive according to the conditions because we are looking at some snow-covered roadways in and around the GTA. So do take your time out there. That is a look at what we have going on for your drive. And I'm going to send things over to Natasha for a look at the forecast.
Okay. I don't know why you're smiling while you say that. Forecast, it's like temperatures dropping here right through the day. We've got current wind chills of -12. By the time the kids are heading home, -17. And by the drive home, probably around -20. Now, snow squall warnings. We've got this lake effect snow intense at times, an additional 15 to 35 centimeters. The 35 will be closer to Georgian Bay. The 15 centimeters south of Lake Simcoe. Gray areas here, including parts of York, Durham. Winter weather travel advisory. It extends all the way across central parts of southern Ontario, and that's for an additional 5 centimeters. Now, these lake effect snow bands are intense. It is sudden whiteout conditions. The darker the blue, the more intense the snow. We find one band along the QEW near Niagara and another pocket of heavy snow to the north of us. It is, again, whiteout conditions. We're looking at possibly about 10 to 15 centimeters today through Newmarket, a couple of centimeters for Toronto. In fact, Toronto's kind of in that little hole, that little pocket where we'll see still reduced visibility out on the roadways, just not as much snow as off towards Georgian Bay. Temperatures falling through the day with that afternoon wind chill of -20. It's a cold day tomorrow. Friday, we're back up to -4, but likely some flurries from Hamilton to Niagara on Friday. Should be mainly sunny here in the city. Mel, back to you.
Well, it is a day that Oshawa GM workers have been bracing for, and it has finally arrived. Our Tammy Sutherland standing by in Oshawa right now, where the production lines at this plant stopping for good. Good morning, Tam.
Good morning, Melanie. Yes, that last truck is set to roll off the line sometime later today. It will be an emotional time for some of the employees, especially the ones who have worked here for decades at the GM plant. This plant and assembling cars and trucks here in GM has been a staple for the past 100 years in the city. So, of course, it will be emotional for these employees as their last shift is underway. We were speaking to some of the people who are walking in for their last shift this morning. Mixed emotions there, mixed reactions. Some saying that they are incredibly sad about this. Others saying that they are excited and they're waiting to start a new era sometime next year. We did speak to one of the 300 employees who are going to be staying on here. That's as General Motors decides to transform this plant into a parts assembly, parts stamping station that they'll be able to at least keep 300 employees working for now. They also are going to take part of this 22-hectare land and turn it into a test track for autonomous vehicles and for other advanced technology. Now, coming up, we're going to be speaking to some employees who, of course, are walking in for their final shift today. We're also going to be talking to General Motors, to the head of communications there, to get their take on just what this is going to mean for the future of Oshawa once this plant itself and the truck assembly shuts down for the very last time later today. Mel, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, still a lot of questions there, Tammy. Thank you for that. History could be made in Washington today as Donald Trump could become only the third U.S. president ever to be impeached.
By definition.
Here in San Francisco and several other cities, rallies held urging the House to impeach. Trump faces charges of abusing his power and obstructing justice over claims that he pressured Ukraine to investigate a political rival. Trump fired off an angry 6-page letter accusing the Democrats and in particular House Speaker Nancy Pelosi of using the vote to declare an open war on American democracy.
They know it's a hoax, it's a witch hunt, and it's just a continuation. It's been going on now for almost 3 years. And it probably started before I even won the election, based on what we're finding out with the insurance policy quotes and other things. So it's a disgrace.
At the same time the House holds the impeachment vote tonight, Trump is set to hold a large rally in Battle Creek, Michigan. If this vote passes, the Republican-dominated Senate will take on the case next year.